Hello friends, and welcome to this sixth session of the Terraform basic series. In today's sessions we are going to discuss about the shared credentials, and we will learn how to manage the credentials, because this is the things that is very sensitive. If somebody get to know your credentials, the security and access code, and your system will be compromised. So this is the very crucial things that we are going to learn, and this is going to be very exciting sessions. And for this we require the AWS CLI setups, and also how to put the comments, and also we will look into the best practice. So regarding the best practice, we will guide you in every video whenever it's required. And this particular series is completely dedicated towards the Terraform Association exam. So if you are preparing for this particular exams, then you can just follow my all the videos. And before this series, I already uploaded my 1 to 5th part. Okay, so you can watch that video, so that you can have the better clarity on this particular subjects. Okay, so yeah, I already provided all the informations before also, but this time I'm providing the informations through the diagram. So regarding the Terraform provider, suppose you are a user, you can consider as a Terraform admin, and you are using the computer, and you have this Terraform installations already has been done. So this is the Terraform CLI, and through the CLI you are interacting with the registry. Okay, the Terraform version, you can see the understand in this way that you have that Terraform setup in your machines, and you are using the CLI, either the CMD command, or you are using the terminal, or you are using the any of the CLI tools for interactions. Okay, so you are initiating a Terraform init. In that case, Terraform will work on the basis of the provider. You already understand from a previous video. So without provider, Terraform cannot manage any infrastructure. So to manage the Terraform, we need to install the provider of that particular infrastructures to be managed. So Terraform, you can see the Terraform works only when we have the appropriate provider downloaded. Okay, so when we initiate the init command, it look into the Terraform a provider that we are using, either the AWS, GCP, or Azure, or any of the provider, because the Terraform managing lots of providers that I already mentioned in my first video. So it's download all the providers which is mentioned in your TF file. So if I have that TF file, like for example I am showing you, so I am currently in the VS Code. So you can see that I just provided the required provider version, this one. Okay, and the version I am using is 3.74. Okay, and the provider is AWS. So Terraform init command will look into the provider that we are using, and it will download all the things. Like in the current examples, we don't have any provider get downloaded. So when I run the Terraform init, it will download all the things. Okay, so when I go for this particular slide, so you can see that when the Terraform AWS provider downloaded, you can validate, execute the command for validations, the plan, and when you apply or destroy in the AWS environment using that particular provider, because this is the supporting provider for each of the provider. We have the supporting plugins. You can say in the Jenkins we install the plugins, in the Terraform we install the provider. Okay, so that each provider, and it's depend upon the provider that how many times they are providing the releases. So each provider have its own release cycle and the version number. Okay, provider are distributed separately from the Terraform has the different release version, and each provider have its own. Some of the provider releases 12 versions or 15 version within a year, or some of the provider releases in every week, or 2 times in a week. So it's depend upon the fixes that they identified, or some of the advanced functionality they want to provide you. So it's depend upon the provider to provider, and the Terraform version works as a separate entity. Okay, so this is the things when you execute the Terraform apply using the AWS providers. It's just do the activity, means the desired or the actual asset. After comparing all the changes, the Terraform apply or Terraform destroy commands get executed. Okay, so this is the thing. So currently in my AWS I am using the Mumbai region, and we don't have any instance. So I think this particular code is already familiar to you guys, because I already discussed in my previous video. The only thing is that I added this particular piece of code, the required version. So I am using 1.1.4, and I am just putting the constraint that and this is also required thing. You have to provide the required version. I'm talking about the production environment, because any of the version changes in the production environment bring some difficulties. So you have to be very specific that which particular provider version you are using and what is your Terraform version, because as per the version enhancement, some of the functionality get obsolete and some of the enhancement taken care. So it's depend upon the project to project that which types of features you are providing and what is the compatibility level with the Terraform version, with the provider version. So you have to think about and be specific to provide it in your Terraform file, because this will restrict that suppose any latest version comes up, then it will look into the Terraform version. Supporting version will be the minor changes will be there, like 1.1.5 so that when it is not possible that it will look for the version 1.2, because only the last minor versions will get upgraded as per your Terraform plan and the Terraform supported files. So what in the current sessions we are going to discuss, we are going to speak about the shared credentials and the comments also. I'm just mentioning how you can put the comments. So you can use the hash key, and this is single line comment. Okay, and you can use the forward slash as well. This is also single line comment. Okay, so you can see that the color gets changed. Or for multiple lines, you can just use this types of symbols like forward slash and the asterisk sign. This is multi-line comment. Okay, 1 2 3. Okay, you can close this with asterisk and slash. Okay, after that you whatever you write will be readable. Okay, so this is for the single line comments. So you have to either you can 2 times the forward slash or hash, or then you for the this is for the multiple lines. So this is the best practice to add always the comments that what you are using. So like in this particular things, we are providing the required version of the provider, required version of the Terraform, and here we are providing the credential like the reason, which is the required thing, access key. So this is previously we are talking about the static credential, and this is very dangerous, because if somebody knows about your static credential, your system, your AWS account will get compromised. Okay, so this is very sensitive. And why I am providing, I already mentioned several times before releasing the video, I already delete that particular informations from my account, so that my system will not get compromised. In this video I am going to remove all these things, and what we are going to use, we will going to see into it. So this is the resource AWS instance, and this is my local name for the AWS instance. And here we are providing the image ID Okay, it's depend upon the region to region. So if the I am using the mx2 Linux instance, this is the image id that we are using for the Mumbai region. For the Singapore we had different. Okay, for the to be on the free tier account, I am using T2 micro. Okay, so I hope this all things is very clear to you guys. I am just going to save it. Okay, and I am going to run it Terraform init. Okay, so we don't have any down provider get downloaded. So this is the only one single file. So I have to initiate the Terraform init, and you can find that something the exe supported provider for the AWS gets downloaded. Okay. Okay. So the command gets executed perfectly fine. We will use Terra, and you can see that there is no output. Okay, so there is no changes in the file. My format is perfectly fine. If Terraform apply any changes or do some formatting, then you will have the output of the files in which Terraform apply the format changes. Okay, so we don't have any file information. It means that the all file is in the perfect format way. So I'm going to use the Terraform validate. So you have to execute your command in this way, like the Terraform init if you are adding any provider or resources. So Terraform format, Terraform validate. So all things looks good. Terraform plan. Okay, sorry. So it will give you the plan. Okay, so you can see that as per the plan, one issue2 instance getting created. So I'm going to apply the changes with auto approve. This is the flag so that it will not ask for the any types of confirmations. It will just apply the changes. Okay, so you can see that the instance getting created. Okay, I think it will be available now. Okay, so we have the ec2 instance get created. Now I'm removing the static credentials. So if you see the documentations here for the static credentials, you can find that previously we are using the static credentials, right? In this way, we are defining the by providing the access key and security key. So this is the warning informations that provided by the credentials, by the Terraforms, that we should not use in this way. Better to use the environment variable shared credential. So in this particular sessions we are going to use the shared credential, and for this we are going to install first the Visual Studio. It's not required, but I am using this ID from this session, and you can use the AWS CLI. So the installing of AWS CLI is very easy way. So you can just install the MSI, the installations, and after that you can just deploy it, execute that in that particular setup, and next, and finish that setup. Okay, after that you have to run the AWS. Let me first destroy it. Okay, I'm going to destroy it. So my instance get created, and now I'm going to destroy it. Okay, and then after we will see how we can configure the AWS CLI. Another system, the instance is get destroyed. Okay, let me have a successful message from the Terraform console. Okay, then we have the message that it's destroyed successfully. So what I'm saying that if you have already set up, like in my system, I already set up the AWS CLI. This is the command line interface to interact with the AWS environments. Okay, so here we are going to hide our credentials. We are not going to use in the in this particular Terraform file, because this is the very sensitive information. In the first video I already mentioned that we are going to hide in after 2 or 3 videos. So this is the time comes that I have to hide it, because this is not a good thing to show you all the time. I know that there is no risk because I am removing it, but I have to do it lots of time after creating the videos. So better to instruct you that. And also for you also, if you have any problem with the Terraform file and you want to get some informations from the friend, like how to resolve that particular issues, in that case you are sharing the Terraform file, so better to remove all those sensitive informations from your file. So what way I'm going to use, so when you install the AWS CLI, so you have to run the command AWS configure. Okay, and this will ask you to provide the 8 access key. Like you can see that O4 FQ, this is the last 4 character of my access key, O4 FQ, and the secret key or informations. So I already passes. If you are doing it first time, you have to just paste it here. Okay, so I already passed this information, so I'm going to press enter only. And the next is EUV plus. Okay, so EUV plus. So I already passes this informations. If you are doing first time, you have to pass the security key informations as well to the AWS CLI. And here I am using the Mumbai region, so I passed the Mumbai region. As per your requirement, you can pass the appropriate region code here, and this is the default output. By default the JSON will be the output, so you don't have to pass any information. Okay, so that's it, guys. So this will handle the AWS CLI will handle the access key required informations, and in the further video I will let you know how to manage these things more appropriately by using the roles, so AWS roles, so that you don't need to keep those informations in your system as well. Okay, so for this particular video I'm just guiding you, and where this all informations kept, I'm just going to see demonstrate you the path. It's under the users. Okay, like in my system Alok. Okay, ls you can go for the AWS. Okay, and ls. So here you will find the config information that is stored in the file and the credential. So I am just going to catch that particular things for you guys. So in the config you can you have the only the reason specific things, like if you are not providing any profile, then it will be picked for the default profile. Like for the different account, you have the same file and you can configure it accordingly. So you can manage the several accounts in a single file. Okay, so cat the credential. So you can see that the access key and the secret key informations is stored, and this is the same informations we have here. Now I'm going to remove it and I'm going to demonstrate you that how these things work, because I'm not going to provide any types of informations, any types of credential in the Terraform file. Now we have the CLI setup in my system and that will handle it. Okay, so I'm going to the path where we have the Terraform. So we have all the file informations here. Now I'm going to use Terraform apply. Okay, or we can use the plan before applying any changes, because we already destroyed the instance. So this time the plan will execute it, and again we have the informations like one resource it's going to add, and what is that resource is the AWS instance, because as per the file we only adding the resource. And this is the things like you already provided the reason, but you have to provide the reason again. So this is not a sensitive thing, so better to add it. Otherwise the Terraform will ask you when you run the plan at which particular reason you want to create the instance or any types of resources that you mentioned in the Terraform file. Okay, so I'm going to execute it. Terraform apply auto approve. Okay, So I am confirmed that it's going to create only one instance. I am sure. But in the productions, you always have to run the Terraform plan, and then you can apply the changes. And after applying the changes, you also have to not put the flag of auto approve. So this is the best practice to use the Terraform apply without auto approving when you are doing anything in the production environment, so that you can check again the plan, because in the Terraform apply also the plan will get executed. So you can see that I didn't pass any informations regarding the credential, and I get the message that some one instance get created. So I'm going to refresh it, and you can see that the Terraform is working perfectly fine without providing any credential in the Terraform file, because we already set up all these things, all the sensitive credential in the AWS CLI config label. So I'm going to destroy it as well to check that either the things are working perfectly fine for from all the end. So now the Terraform will remove it. So I hope that this particular sessions is very beneficial, and you have lots of learning from this session. So I'm planning to keep putting the good videos on the Terraforms, and you can assume that approximately 25 more videos that I am going to add to cover all the Terraform associate exam course. So if you guys like my videos, please share it with your friends and gives me a thumbs up. It will definitely motivates me. And if you have any concern in regarding understanding the any topics, or you have any confusion that why we execute any particular commands in any of the video, you can just put a comment. Have a nice day.